YouTube. What's going on, guys? Red Mist LFC Ninja, we are back with a post-match review, although I don't really want to do one. And then a preview, a real early preview for the Everton Liverpool game from Goodison, I believe it is. Guys, I'm going to do probably an extra preview a few days before the Everton game and then release it depending on if it's a morning kickoff or an evening kickoff or a midday kickoff, either the night before or the morning of the game. Most of my previews either come out the night before, like late night before or early morning. So they can be pretty random. So if you like what you're hearing or reading or you know, the videos just generally entertain you, then just, you know, keep an eye out. Just remember to keep an eye out for me the morning of the game or the evening of the game prior, the evening prior, sorry. Or ultimately just, you know, follow me on Twitter. I always update them. I always share them to my Twitter anyway and pin them. So follow me on Twitter or follow me on YouTube. Subscribe if you want. Like I said, I do these because I just enjoy talking about Liverpool. I don't have very many. I've got a few other fellow Liverpool fans that are in and around me, but they're doing their own thing. They're busy. I catch them on the phone time to time, but it's not a thing where we're doing podcasts and together. As much as I like them to that, they're not as the Liverpool ain't in their blood like it is mine. But guys, as I've said before, if any of you are interested in doing a podcast, get in touch and we can have some really good discussions about this Liverpool team. And let's move on to the nonsense that we had to put out with at Villa Park. Oh my God, guys! As you can see from the tactics screen, God, Liverpool absolutely smashed to pieces by Aston Villa at Villa Park. 7-2. 7-2. Like, everything just went completely wrong in this game. Everything went wrong. Every time they shot, it was literally a goal, right? Or deflection. Like, what, three deflect? I don't even remember all the goals. Like, even at 3-1 down at halftime or 4-1, I was like, you know what? We could win this game 4-3, right? We could win this game 4-3, right? Or we could get a draw, you know, 3-3 or 4-4 or something. We could definitely score 3-4 goals, right? However, I just couldn't see us not conceding. And the minute we got back to 3-1, I was thinking, yeah, all right, comeback's on. And then 4-1, even at 4-1, I was like, no, it's cool. Get one soon, get one back soon. Be back to the 3-goal deficit again. And then another one went in, and then just like, nah, it's too much. But the thing is, guys, we had chances, but Martinez was just, you know, he was having a worldie. So everything that they shot went in, deflection or you know, or there was clean through 1-on-1. All the attempts we had, you know, the keeper was saving it. Anyways, guys, let's jump into the starting lineups. This was the starting lineup I chose in the preview video. If you haven't seen it, maybe check it out. It's up to you. And this was exactly the same team Klopp went with, barring, obviously, Alisson. And obviously, Mane. Mane and Alisson. Alisson was an injury. Shoulder injuries can be out for 4 to 6 weeks. Mane is the whole COVID thing. And, you know, by the performance of the players, I feel like most of them probably had COVID and it was kept a secret and they had to play. No, Gomez played like he had COVID. Trent played like he had COVID. Keita played like he had COVID. Firmino played like he had COVID. Guys, embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Let's make those changes quickly. So Adrian came in. Alisson goes straight onto the injury bench. Kelleher comes in. So Kelleher was the sub keeper. You know what? I feel like Kelleher. Well, no, I'll probably choose Adrian. But man, Adrian. Oh God. Yet another mistake that he made in the game. Mane, let's bring out Mane. Let's put him on an injury list. Technically, he's injured, isn't he? Because he's. Oh, no, let's just drop him from the squad. He's not really injured. And then we had Jota. Where is Jota the Shota? Is that Jota? Yeah, that's Jota. I think that's Jota. That is Jota, isn't it? Yeah, it's Jota. And then our replacement on who was on the bench? We had Milner, Jordan Henderson. Okay, so we had Jordan. Oh yeah, Jordan Henderson was fit. Yeah, of course he was on the bench. Jordan Henderson, That must have been the change, I think. So Origi was on the bench, Jordan Henderson, Minamino, Curtis Jones, Neco Williams, and Milner and Keller. Yeah, that was the bench. Neco Williams, yes, that was the bench. And that was a starting lineup, guys. Let's go through the ratings quickly. Just talk about each individual player and the performances and etc, etc, etc. So first of all, Adrian. All right, we start off with the mistake, the stupid pass that he missed. Why are you passing to Gomez? Honestly, Gomez is coming back towards goal, and he's got a man, right? Who's Gomez going to pass to? So not only that, he's got to stop, control the ball, look to the left, see if Trent's free, or can't go to Van Dijk because there was if I remember correctly, there was a striker there, blocking off the avenue. Can't go back to Adrian because he was under pressure. Just hoof it, pull it out, or put it down the other end of the pitch. Honestly, and the thing is, the pass wasn't even good because even if Gomez had got the pass, Gomez could have just put it out of play or conceded a corner or something. But you got the pass completely wrong. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. So that was just nonsense. And then we went 1-0 down. And I was like, all right, it's okay. We pull it back. We get caught in a counter-attack. And even at 2-0, I'm like, all right. I was getting a little bit more like, because now we need to score 3 goals. I'm like, yeah, can be done. Get one back this half. Game on. 3-1. Went to 3. Did it go 2-1 or 3? Was it 2? I think it went 2-1, didn't it? Or 3-0 and then went to 3-1. One of them, either way. Whether it's 2-1 or 3-1 before half time, I still thought as long as we have a goal by half time, and if it was 3-0 and then we scored and went 3-1, then when it went to 3-0, I was thinking we definitely need a goal. I think it was 3-1 before half time. I think it went 3-0, then we scored and went 3-1. So yeah, I was thinking to myself, yeah, we definitely need a goal now. If we don't get a goal back and it's 3-0 at half time, we're done. We're not gonna score 4 in the second half. We need to score 1 in this half. And we got 1. So I was like rubbing my hands at half time. Yep, cool. The comeback is on. We can do this. We can at least get a draw. That's 2 more. And 3 to win the game 4-3. But in the back of my head was like, we've defended so crap and so poor. And like we just look like we're gonna concede every time the ball goes over the defense. But yeah, Adrian, like, in fairness to him, like 7 goals, I think probably 2 of them, he could probably maybe have done a bit better. Maybe got I don't know. I feel like he didn't really have a chance with any of them, in fairness. Alisson, a lot better keeper. Maybe he could have saved 1 or 2 of the 7, possibly. But even that, I don't know, because deflections, you can't just be like, oh, you should have saved the deflection, because you're already going one way, and then to stop, and this ball's flying across the ground. It's not as easy just to say, oh, you should have got that. It doesn't work like that. Like, your instincts, you're only human, The minute you feel like something's going one way, and you commit to going that way, and it takes a deflection, you're done. You're done out here. You're not going to get it. So, I don't even think he would have made a difference, to be honest. Alisson, I don't think so. I think it was just a bad day in the office. These things happen in football. I've been in games when luck is just against you. Luck is just against you. Everything just goes in. It's just that day, just that bad day. That will never happen again. You wait till we play them at Anfield. We're not going to forget this. We're definitely going to beat them at Anfield, and they are going to get, I'm telling you, we're going to really want to smash them to pieces. The guys are going to be so up for that game, that return match. And yeah, I actually can't wait for it, weirdly. But yeah, so Adrian's rating, it was definitely below average. I don't think there was much he could do about the goals, in fairness, especially the deflections, the Barkley shot. He couldn't do nothing about that. The Grealish finish near the end. Maybe Alisson would have done a bit better. I'm going to go for a 3 for Adrian. A 3. Loads of you probably shouting 0, 0, 0, but I'm gonna go for a 3. He made some good saves also, so because it could have been 10-2 if he hadn't made them saves. He did make some good saves. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, this was interesting. I've said it before in my videos. I've said I don't like the Gomez-Trent partnership. I don't like Gomez and Trent playing next to each other. I don't know what it is, because 2 young lads of a similar nature and probably similar interests, probably, got a good relationship out at Melwood, like, you know, within the side, you know, they probably banter a lot, you know, hang out a lot. I feel like they got a good bond, those two, right? It's weird. So it's almost like maybe one of them doesn't like to tell the other one what to do, or one of them doesn't feel like they have to listen to the other one because they're like friends, and it's like they have a better friendship than what they should have. I don't know. I don't think that, but there's something that doesn't work with them. It's just something. Might just be the quality. I mean, maybe Gomez just isn't. Well, he's not as good as Van Dijk. Let's face it. He's nowhere near as good as Van Dijk. But when you put Matip in, I don't know. Matip just has. Maybe he just doesn't have that. Maybe I don't know, man. Maybe Trent knows that Matip is level. Is a good solid centre back. So, you know, there's also the thing that, you know, Trent kind of Gomez plays Trent's position as well. So it's almost like. It's a bit of an ego trip maybe from Gomez. Like, you don't really know what's been said or what hasn't been said. I'm even better than you. Like, it could be banter, you know, where they're playing FIFA or something, and Gomez says, see, you know, even the manager puts me right back because I'm better than you. Like, little digs like that. It's just banter. But Trent will sit there and that will play on his mind, like, really? Like, and then it's like, I'm not listening to you. Like, little things like that. This sort of stuff happens in football team, and these guys are paid like millions. They've got egos. Do not get it twisted, right? So the littlest thing can, like, kind of, you know, whereas Van Dijk is more, he's an adult, he's a big man. It's like, you know, he's an elder. Same with Henderson. They're elders. Like, he's an elder. So you naturally have authority. Not to mention the class of you're an excellent defender. Let's face it. So you can see why Trent would listen to or I feel like I could see why he'd listen to Van Dijk over, you know, Gomez as such. I don't know. It could be anything, or even Matip. Matip as well is an older. Is, you know, is seeing you come through and blossom into the right wing back you are, or right back, whatever you want to call it. And so, yeah, it's just, I just feel like Matip is so much more better suited with Trent. Maybe it's his organisation. Maybe it's Matip's organisation which is better. Maybe it's just that. Maybe he just defends better from the get-go. Like, as soon as that ball comes over, Matip's better in the air, for starters. His judgment of balls, in my opinion, is better than Gomez. And everyone seems to target Trent and Gomez when, you know, Trent pushes forward. The other thing is, you know, like, Salah doesn't help Trent at all. He barely ever helps him. Hardly ever. And then to put Keita in between Trent and Salah, it's going to be a nightmare down that side. I mean, it's not strong at all. It's really not. We're seeing Keita on the left of midfield, swapping with Wijnaldum. And I think sometimes Wijnaldum does drop to that side because maybe Trent's not playing and you need that extra bit of defensive cover in there. Or... well, generally, it's Henderson. So Henderson helps Trent out a lot. Salah stays more forward. Whereas the left side, we don't have that problem because Wijnaldum is just, you know, is always protecting Robertson, and then Mane comes back. So, you know, and that frees up, you know, Wijnaldum to push inside a little bit just to kind of back up Fabinho. And I've always said, like, Wijnaldum plays like a backup to Fabinho. He always gives Fabinho an option. Wijnaldum is that player. He always drops. When you see Fabinho pushing forward, Wijnaldum is more or less always either in line or just behind Fabinho. You see it. Watch them play. Naby Keita is totally different. Naby Keita is forward. You never see Naby deep behind Fabinho. And I've gone off of the ratings. But guys, let's jump back a little bit because we're going to get to those players and we can talk about them as well. So for me, Trent Alexander-Arnold, he didn't even have the greatest game going forward, in fairness, either. And then the final one, Grealish, you know, he tried to intercept it. It got caught out. You know, Grealish, what a finish. You know, is that a mistake from Trent? He misread it. If he hadn't tried to cut out, he could have just basically ran with Grealish and just jockeyed him and just, you know, you got to beat me, Grealish. You got to beat me if you want to score. You got to beat me, rather than trying to intercept the ball and then not being able to. I'm probably going to go for a 3. Gomez, nah. Shocker. Absolute shocker. There's not even much to say on Gomez. It's that obvious. He had a shocker. And it's weird because he had an excellent game against Arsenal. But guys, it's a different type of game, you know. Villa ain't playing like Arsenal. Villa ain't trying to, you know, they're not sitting back. They're not, you know, it's kind of like a new Villa now. I mean, they're rejuvenated. They've brought in some players. This is not the relegation Villa from last season now. This is going to be like, you know, they won their last game 2-0, I think it was. No, they look a decent unit. They've got some good additions. Barkley's a class player, you know, and alongside Grealish. And then, you know, they got a new striker that come through. He's supposed to have smacked it up in the Championship. He looks decent. The one that got the hat-trick. You know, they freshened up the squad. And I mean, the guy had, what, 4 chances and scored 3? Yes, there was obvious. And he hit the post as well. He could have had 5. He hit the bar. Could have had 5. So, I mean, I don't know, man. And then Barkley breaking through defenses. I mean, that's what Havertz should be doing for Chelsea right about now. That's what I saw in his YouTube. Havertz breaking the lines. I mean, Barkley was doing that. That's what he should be doing for Chelsea, but I'm not seeing that. They've put together a decent little setup, and yeah, they're going to be quite difficult. The defense looks solid. They look really solid. Aston Villa may cause a few more upsets, like you know, United. Chelsea, Arsenal, yeah, you keep laughing. Laugh at this result because you might not lose 7-2. But trust me, if you lose to Villa, you will get some of it back at you. You will get some of it back at you. You better believe. But Gomez, it's a weird one. I mean, I just feel like it was probably more down to, I think, the midfield. I think the midfield was just not at it. I don't think it was really the defence as such. I think the midfield just didn't provide enough cover, and with Gomez having kind of messed up Trent, and then obviously Keita in front, and then Salah, no work from Salah. That left side, Grealish side, and Grealish is a good player, and him linking up with Barkley, it was always going to be a problem. It was always going to be a problem. And you know, these guys also play for England, you know, kind of want to get into the side. I mean, if they can prove that they've just battered core England's best at the moment defensively, you know, they make good shouts for their England call-ups and then getting in that England side again, you know. The positions are open for debate in that England team for sure. So yeah, but Gomez got subbed. I'm going to have to give him a 1, I think. I'm going to have to give him a 1. The lowest from, I think, every player. I don't think there's going to be a player lower than that. Virgil van Dijk, I don't think he didn't have a great game, but I didn't feel like he made many mistakes. You talk about his leadership and whether he can, you know, nothing came down Robertson's side. He's responsible for that side and talking to Robinson and obviously communicating with Gomez. But Gomez ultimately kind of needs to, you know, speak to Trent and keep Trent organised, and that didn't happen. Like I said, I didn't really see where Van Dijk was really bad. Also, it's a 4-man defense. You know, one man isn't responsible for all the rest of them. I don't know. I mean, 5, probably 5 for Van Dijk. I thought it was, you know, bang average. 5 is fine. Robertson, I think he was good going down the left. I thought him and Jota had some good link-up areas, link-up play. Jota had some good opportunities where he got in behind, got in close, couple shots. Keeper made a few saves. Martinez, actually going to give Robertson a 6. I thought he was best of the bunch. Best out the back 5, for sure. Yeah, I was quite happy with Robertson's performance. You know, it was a little above average. Not unless I'm missing something, you guys. Unless I'm missing something. I thought he was, you know, one of our better players. So midfield, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, and Keita. Now, what I witnessed, and I've set it up in this in this post-match review, the Villa team. You can see their formation there, 4-2-3-1. I've just put the dots on the screen, the burgundy dots with the sky blue outline, and I just wanted to show you what was kind of happening. So there was a press when Fabinho would get the ball, or Van Dijk and Gomez would have the ball. There was an absolute press on Van Dijk, Gomez, Trent, and Robertson. There was a press, literally a press, kind of like here-ish or so. So because they was kind of quite closely knit, the ball into Wijnaldum could not be found. So they was forced to go this way. And when they went this way to Robertson, then into Wijnaldum, the other would press Wijnaldum here. The other would press Wijnaldum. And likewise with Jota and the defender. When Jota came deep to receive it from Wijnaldum. Because obviously, you know, Robertson will pass it into Wijnaldum. So that's what was happening with there. And when that happened, we didn't have any answer for it. And the thing is, the same thing happened. Shrunk the ball. The same thing happened on Trent's side with Keita. And Keita, in my opinion, is worse when he's deep. Like, Keita does not like being down here anywhere. He does not like this position, back to goal. He loves it here on the half turn. Anywhere here, he loves it. On the half turn, he can start running. That's where he loves it. He doesn't love to come here. He doesn't love this position here. There was too many players pressing him. This front six, front five generally, of the front six of Villa, well, five really, because one did tend to kind of sit and protect. So, I mean, if the ball was over by Wijnaldum, then it would be this Villa player, which kind of drops in here, just to protect his back four. It'd sit in there. And if it was the other side, if the ball was with Keita or near Keita, then what happens is the other Villa player just drops in here. So you'd always have a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pressing our midfield. And what was happening is Gini and Wijnaldum, Gini and Keita could not get into the game. They just couldn't get into the game. And what was happening is when Fabinho eventually received the ball, he got pressed like hell. Like he got pressed. He really got pressed. He got pressed. He got really pressed. And I saw on a number of occasions, like, it was insane. Like, Wijnaldum and Keita just didn't want to come deep. Just didn't want to come deep for Fabinho to give him an option. Just didn't. And that was the cycle of the game. I felt like that was the cycle of the match. So yeah, the midfield just wasn't working. The organisation, we was definitely missing some organisation. Jordan Henderson, definitely. I think with Wijnaldum, Fabinho and Henderson, there's up and down work rate. They win headers. They win balls on the floor. They intercept. They communicate very, very well. They are more evenly balanced. You could see, it's proof. Proof is in the pudding. Jordan Henderson plays Fabinho's role and plays it excellently. Wijnaldum can play the role, but he doesn't play it as well as Henderson and Fabinho. I largely believe because of their confidence, their stature, their physicality, and just their desire. I think Wijnaldum is a little quieter on the pitch. I don't think he's got a massive personality, even as part of the squad. In fairness, I feel like he's a bit of a Minamino of the midfield. I could be wrong. I don't know him personally, but I feel like he's got that kind of shy face, you know, where he kind of just takes the back seat to the rest of the players and lets them do their thing. I don't know if you can put Wijnaldum on to go and grab a game. He came on against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup and Jota, and there was no impact. There was nothing. He doesn't come and grab a game like that. Yes, there was the Barcelona. I don't know. I don't know. For me, he's not a Thiago, is he, or a De Bruyne, where you could say, look, putting you on to go and do this. I even think Naby, in some senses, has got more of that to his game. Go on and try and change the game. I think Wijnaldum, in order to change the game, everything has to be set accordingly for him. And then he just makes the burst, or he gets the opportunity, or he gets into a position just by his ability, his own, ability to kind of maybe predict something's going to happen, or predict the ball will fall somewhere, and he can just, find that space where he can get hold of the advantage, get the advantage. But he can't come on and create something, or, he can't come on and do a Coutinho, for instance, just win the game for us kind of thing. He has to be. It has to be set up for him. All the pieces have to be in place for him to act accordingly. That's kind of how I feel with him. But Fabinho and Henderson, I think they're just naturally, talkers, naturally bosses, naturally. They just got that. They've just got that vibe about them. They're just there. What's the word? They got that. Presence, presence. They've just got that natural presence of just like, you're not going to win the battle. I'm going to deal with you. Like Fabinho, I'm going to deal with you. I'm going to tackle you. I'm going to win all the headers. I'm going to barge you off the ball. Physically, I'm going to abuse you. You're getting abused in this game. You're not getting past me. And even Henderson to some extent. All right, Henderson, does get, left wanting sometimes. But he gets stuck in. They never give up on first balls. They always try and win first balls. This midfield that you see on the screen now are all about winning first balls, right? Winning balls in the air, not conceding space in behind, and protecting their back four, right? That is what they're there for. When one of them's missing and a Keita comes in, for example, or even a Milner or anybody, if Henderson is missing, there's a problem. And likewise with Wijnaldum. When Wijnaldum's missing, which is very rare, there's usually a problem. Because I just think those three are the most evenly balanced in terms of physicality, work weight. I'm sounding like Jonathan Ross right here. Work rate, passing, the way they pass, the way they use the flanks, the wings. They look left to right, they go backwards, and they go forwards as well, obviously. Just think they are just the most balanced, most well-balanced three midfielders we have that work together as a unit. And that's why we have eked out the result. We have eked out the results that we have been eking out recently, the last 2-3 years. That's exactly why. And when one of them is missing, it shows. Well, this result, I think it was just a freak result. I just think everybody just had a bad day. Literally, it happens. We've played a lot of big games. We played Arsenal, we played Chelsea, 2 Carabao Cup ties. Van Dijk has had to play in both of those cup ties. Against Arsenal, he played, 60 minutes. Gomez had to play in that cup tie. So, when you've got to do so much running back against Villa for 90 minutes, eventually, they might be tired. We've played some, even Leeds took it out of us. Gomez and Van Dijk. Something like this was always kind of going to happen. Maybe it's a tactic from Klopp also to play this high line to stop us, using so much running in games, like running back all the time, fatigue. Because if you're always running back and you're just defending the player and not playing from the offside, you will start to, fatigue. You will. You keep doing that. You're playing a high line every game. You got your defenders doing a lot more running. Yes, it saves your midfielders a little bit less running, but ultimately, I don't know, guys. It's just food for thought right there. Fabinho, I'm going to go for... I thought he was the best out of the midfielders. I'm going to go for a 5 for Fabinho. He was my man of the match. And I probably think man of the match was probably Salah, in all fairness. But I didn't think Fabinho was too bad. Might watch the game again at some point. Maybe I'll change my opinion, but it'll be too late because I would have already recorded this and pull it out. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 5. Wijnaldum, I'm going to go for a 4. Naby, I'm going to go for a 3. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 3. So, yeah. And then our attackers, Jota, I thought was, you know, pretty decent. I'm going to go for a 6 for Jota. Salah took his chance. I think he had 2 or 3 shots, so it's like 3 out of 2, 2 out of 3. I'm going to go for probably an 8. Probably an 8. I think he performed well. Considering, I mean, Salah is a bit similar to Wijnaldum. He needs to have the team behind him. We saw it against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. He done nothing. Because the normal team, the usual team that knows how he plays, and Trent and Henderson, they weren't playing, so it affects his game. And we saw it. We see it. When we played Villa, he had Trent. You know, he's got on the score sheet twice. You know, Naby was there trying to give him an assist. He had the team behind him, so he scores. You know, having the proper team is vital for Salah. Mane, on the other hand, doesn't need the full team. Mane can just create something from nothing. Mane doesn't need an assist. Salah, you always feel like you need to play Salah in or support Salah or create something for him to finish. Bit like Wijnaldum. Like, you can't just grab it by its neck. Like, Salah definitely needs a team to be firing in order to get him opportunities or create something. There's a few times where, you know, he'll get the ball around the edge of the D and he'll crack it and he'll fly in, but it's not a monthly thing, you know. One every 3 months, something like that, cracker you might manage, but it's not a monthly thing. I'll come back to his result. In fact, let me just give Salah a rating. I said I think I give him an 8. So Salah gets an 8. Jota, I think, got a 6. Yeah, I think Jota got a 6. Firmino, I thought was absolutely poor. If you follow my channel, if you're following my videos, if you follow my timeline on Twitter, I'm not a fan of Roberto Firmino. I never really have been. I support him. I see what he adds and why people like him, why Klopp likes him, why he's the system. I get it. I think there's better players technically. I think there's more hungry players around now. I would love to see Minamino take his position. Yeah, I said it. I think Minamino has got the fire. I think he's got the attitude. I think he's got the nippiness. I think he's got the brain. I think he's got a shot on him. I think he can finish better than Firmino. I think Minamino is you know, I think he should be coming on for Firmino in games now. Definitely. Mane always comes off. Leave Mane on, take off Firmino. I feel like I want to see Minamino in that false 9 position. He's a less physical set, but he will hound you at your ankles. He's a bit of a, not in a sense I say hound your ankles, like a Silva, like a Bernardo. It will hack at your ankles. Be this little pest, this little chihuahua dog at your ankles, and he'll just yam, would pester you. And he's nippy. He's quicker than Firmino. He's quicker. So when it comes to pressing, why would you? It's not really a physical game now. We're not. It's not a thing where we're humping it long to Firmino, Duncan Ferguson style, and he flicks it onto Salah or Mane. We don't do that. So his physicality, Firmino doesn't header. He barely headers. He doesn't score with headers. He barely headers. So why is he there now? Why is he there? Like, we've used him in that position for X amount of years. He's probably tired, run down, like I heard the Coppish boys talk about. Guys, it just makes no sense. So I would love to see Firmino in that position now. I think it's Firmino's time to shine. He needs opportunity there. I'm kind of done with Firmino. Like, he squanders chances. You don't score enough goals for starters, but when you do get chances, and you do get chances, right? Last season you got away with it because he scored some big ones in competitions where we won trophies. Kind of, you know, people thought, you know what, all right, he's done this for us. Shadow of a doubt, but next season we want to, you know, we want to see more from you. Nah, I mean, he gets chances. He might not be scoring as much as Salah and Mane, but when you get chances, you need to hit the target. You need to do better, and he doesn't. So I want to change, and I would like to see Firmino in there. What am I talking about? I would like to see Minamino in there now, and yeah, definitely. I do love Little Tacky. I'm not gonna lie, I do like him. Dude's got skills, man. He's got skills, and he can definitely finish. I think so. He's working hard, and I think he's in better form, to be honest, than Minamino and Firmino. I think he is. I thought he was poor. I thought he was really poor in this Villa game. Firmino, he lost the ball. I think one of the counter attacks was because of him. I'm going to give him probably a 2. Going to give him a 2. Oh, is that a police on somebody's case out there? Yeah, 2 guys. Lovely 2. Let's move over to the bench. We saw James Milner come on, Curtis Jones and Taki come on. The players that left the field of play were Roberto Firmino, Naby Keita and Gomez. So if I am correct, Gomez came off, Firmino dropped back into centre back, and then Jones came on in midfield alongside James Milner with Roberto Firmino came off for Taki Minamino. Curtis Jones came on for Naby Keita. And then James Milner came on for Fabinho. So Fabinho went back into Gomez's position. James Milner filled in the Fabinho position. Wijnaldum went central and James Milner went to the left. Naby Keita came off for Jones, and obviously Minamino was filling the Keita position for a while, right of the mid 3, but then he pushed up when Firmino went off. Yeah. So yeah, well, there you see it right there. You know, Firmino did come off for technically Minamino, by the end of the match. And I think that is a substitution that Klopp will be making, more often or not. I also think when he made them substitutions, it was probably about protecting, well, I say our pride. It was fucking 7-2. Maybe Gomez should have come off at half time and Fabinho dropped back. Don't really know if there was a way to kind of deal with that, because when the team performs bad, the team just perform bad. It doesn't matter who you bring off or who you bring on. I think maybe Curtis Jones could have played instead of Naby. That might be an area where Klopp decides to look now further, because Naby seems to offer nothing in games where it's hustle and bustle. When we're in possession of the ball and everything's pretty and we're controlling the game, or we're playing a low block team who is just sitting back and not pressing us high, then Naby Keita is amazing for it. Like, that's what he likes to play in. When you got to get dirty, and it's physical, Naby Keita just is non-existent. Like, and even sometimes Wijnaldum, but I see it with Naby a lot. And down the left side, Klopp probably should have put Naby on the left, the left of our midfield, and had Wijnaldum on the right between Trent and Salah, which would give Trent a bit more, protection as well as Gomez. But Naby doesn't, because Naby floats forward. So you've got Naby further forward, and then you've got Salah forward. So you've got a big massive gap where Grealish is going to be, and then Barkley or whoever's there. Nah. Made no sense for me. So the boys that came on, it was kind of even Stevens, really. I'm just going to give them all probably I'm just going to give them a 5, I think. I was going to say 4, but it's a bit harsh for the amount of time they got. They probably got like 10 minutes. I didn't really feel like any of them made any real blunders or mistakes. They was all pretty plain. I think Milner played pretty well. Milner and Jones definitely got stuck into the game. They definitely got involved straight away. Minamino also, but just not as much. So I think all of them are fair for a 5. So yeah, I'll give them all a 5. Injury list, as you can see there, guys. Alisson out for 4 to 6 weeks. Tsimikas, I think it's a week or 2 more probably. No idea on Trent. No idea on Alex. No idea on Matip. So yeah, guys. I mean, it really wasn't a 3-0 victory for us, was it? That was my prediction. 3-0. I think I went with Mane 2, Salah 1. But I put the predictions. I put the videos out. But obviously, it's hard to do the lineups because, you know, things happen in the last minute. People get diagnosed and whatnot, and they're out the team. So it's a bit difficult. So yeah, apart from the starting lineup, where I still got 2 wrong, Gomez and Mane, we didn't do so well this week. And we definitely didn't do well on the score. Did not expect that. It's 7-2, right? You know, in a weird way, and this sounds crazy, guys, but in a weird way, I would have rather lost 7-2 than 2-1. Because 2-1 is like, oh, for fuck's sake, why couldn't we just play a little better? Just 1 goal, we wouldn't have lost. Whereas 7-2, it's like, you got to laugh, it's hilarious. And actually, just like, you know what, I'm going to do something else in my life in the moment until this all passes by. You know, obviously, I wouldn't. I would. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose 7-2, but 2-1 is more frustrating because you're closer to them. Whereas 7-2 is like, we got battered. We need to just hold the L, shut up, and move on. That's kind of my thought process on it. Whereas 2-1 would have been like, little fucking, you just want to kind of squeeze them because you were so close to getting a draw, or you were battering for the whole game and they just hung on and they just stole the 3 points. Whereas this is like they're playing out of sight. We would never got anywhere near them from the get-go. From first minute, we was just crap and they fully deserved it. And that's kind of the way I'm looking at it, kind of thing. So in some way, I'm kind of like, you know what? Yeah, 7-2 freak result. So guys, yeah, that was pretty much the post-match review of what I believe Villa did to Liverpool and how we just didn't get out of the blocks, you know. Wijnaldum, Keita just not coming deep and helping Fabinho. Fabinho just getting suffocated. We keep losing the ball there. You know, their front 5 pressuring our defence, our Virgil and Gomez, forcing them into errors. Adrian adding to the problem. Mane not playing. Thiago Alcantara not being around. You know, who knows? Listen, if Mane had been on the pitch, I'm not saying that we would have won the game. I'm not saying it might have been 7-4, for God's sake. It might have been 7-4. It might have been 7-6. It might have been 7-2 to us. Or 7-3 to us. Or whatever. You don't know. All if, buts and maybes. But listen, we've been beaten heavily with Mane on the team. You know, we lost to Watford last season, 3-0 at Watford, wasn't it? Or 3-1? And Mane was playing our full strength team. So it happens. In terms of Alisson, like I said earlier in the video, I don't know whether he would have made a difference. Personally, I don't think so. There are kind of deflections and stuff are things keepers don't really get hold of in the end. So yeah, it's all ifs, buts and maybes, but we move on from this. The good thing about it is now the match preview for the Everton game, we can focus on that, and it's a good game to get a reaction. You know, Henderson's back. Hopefully Thiago will be back. And same as Mane, there's 2 weeks now, international break. You know, they'll be back from the whole COVID thing. Hopefully everybody else comes back, does their tests, and they're all good. And we can put out a fully strength full team. Like finally a full strength full team against Everton. And you know what, guys? I think we're gonna beat Everton because Everton don't play like Villa. They don't like James. Them man ain't gonna press the hell out of us. They're not about that life. Villa are about that life. You know, they won't have the work rate that Villa have. They're not going to do that. Ancelotti doesn't lose. I mean, I don't think Ancelotti's lost to Klopp. And Ancelotti does kind of know what he's doing in terms of tactics. Don't get me wrong. He could put out a tactical masterclass against us. I just got a feeling that Everton aren't built in the same way as Villa. And I think what Villa did is Villa Liverpooled Liverpool. We do that to other teams, press the hell out of them in really, really high work rate in the front 5. Like, do you know what I mean? Force errors. They did that to us. We got Liverpooled by Villa. And I don't think Everton, unless they're going to take the blueprint from Villa and that match and work with it or mix it up somehow, they ain't got the players for that. Gomez, who's the one they brought? Not Rodriguez, the other one from Napoli. Brazilian guy. God, can't remember his name now. Light skinned. Anyway, it's probably you guys probably know it. Like those guys aren't about pressing the hell out of our team. You know, Richarlison and the other will do that front. They will. I think Richarlison will play wide. Then they play a 4-2-3-1 or something like that. But guys, yeah, as I said, I just don't think they're that kind of team. They want to get on the ball. They want to show us, you know, who the ballers are. They want to split us up, carve up our defense, and I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. Plus, we've tasted defeat now. We hadn't tasted defeat for a little while. I'd rather it be away than at home. I think the boys will just be, I think we'll be back. And I think this is probably a bad thing for Everton, in fairness. I think this is a very bad thing for Everton. I think Everton would have been more likely to have beaten us if we had beaten Everton, because then we would have continued the mentality of we're unbeatable and possibly been a little bit complacent. I also think we was really complacent against Villa after having the 3 victories in a row comfortably. Chelsea, Arsenal. I kind of thought that. I think we thought we was going to walk onto that Villa ground and smack them. I genuinely thought that, and it just went completely wrong. And everyone's looking at each other like, "What the fuck? Why is this happening?" Da, 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 da. I genuinely thought it was mad complacency. We are not going to be complacent now, so it's kind of worked in our favour. So guys, let's go on to the predicted Everton versus Liverpool starting lineup, and the subs bench and drop from the squad in the injury list, etc, etc. I will do an updated version, I think, of just this preview of this match, so keep an eye out for that nearer the time, probably like a day or 2 before I release it. I record it maybe 3 or 4 days prior and then release it a day later or something. Or maybe I'll record it. Maybe I'll release it like 3 days early or something, 2-3 days. But I want to kind of get the lowdown on injuries and who's fit and who's not, because I'm sure there will be changes from this one I'm doing now. So keep that in mind, dudes. So here we go. Let's just wipe that away. So obviously we know Alisson is gone, so there'll be no Alisson whatsoever. So it looks like we're going to have Adrian in goal, unless we sign a goalkeeper, which I don't think is going to happen. We're not going to sign a goalkeeper. There was talks of Gazzaniga, rumours dashed around at full time. You know, I'm interested in this one. And there's no surprise rumours start flying around all of a sudden. I tell you who I would like. I would like, is he at Newcastle? Where did he come from? It's not the Newcastle goalkeeper first choice now. He's tall and I think he's Dutch. And I think he might be their sub goalkeeper. So I thought it was, because their number 1 goalkeeper is Martin Dubravka, who I really like. He's class at Newcastle. I like him. Then obviously there's Mark Gillespie and Daniel Langley, who are the other goalkeepers. But I can't remember his name now. This is gonna bug me. But he was at Newcastle, and I think he left recently. He was a tall. I'm sure he was Dutch, like fair hair. He was good, and I'm sure his name begins with a K. Tim Krul. That's the one. Tim Krul. Yes, he was Dutch. Tim Krul. Yes, we should get Tim Krul. Now that one did pop up. I saw photos on Twitter of it, and yeah, that would be my choice. Tim Krul, definitely. Yeah. Tim Krul, man, that would be my choice. I'd say go for Tim Krul, definitely. But also, guys, it's not really just about our the keeper in terms of saving shots and stuff. It has to be decent with his feet. He has to be able to play out the back. That's what's costing us, you know. If it stays 0-0, it stays a tight game. We play ourselves into the game. Because we went down so early, the pressure's immediately on. And because we were so kind of blasé, we're in this, we can come back. We was trying to come back whilst being complacent, like we expected to, like we had the goddamn right. But, you know, if you don't make that mistake, the keeper, with the pass, then you don't draw the pressure onto yourself. As well as being a good shot stopper, which Tim Krul is, well, he was when I kind of last saw him playing. Yeah, that would have been decent. You also need to have good feet, and I think with this Liverpool side and the way we play, good feet is vital. And Alisson has great feet, and Adrian just doesn't. Adrian's no. So yeah, Tim Krul would be my option, my personal choice. But yeah, we have to stick with Adrian for this game. Defense, Gomez, Van Dijk. There's only gonna be one change here, and do I put is Gomez? Like, is Fabinho really better than Gomez at centre-back? I don't think he is. This is the thing. This is the problem now. I don't think he is. I don't think Fabinho is. Could you really chance it? I mean, you could chance it and start him. And then, you know, if it doesn't look good or it looks shaky, you're not comfortable, maybe put Fabinho in there, drop Fabinho back in on like 20 minutes, 15 minutes in, take him off. But then again, that's not good for his confidence. He might want to feel like he wants to try and redeem himself. He's going to have a better midfield as well in front of him, because it will be Thiago for sure. Thiago, Wijnaldum and Henderson. That will be the midfield. So he's going to have a lot more class in front of him. So yeah, maybe because of that midfield change, maybe it improves his game as well, you know. So maybe we keep Gomez there. But then if Gomez stays there, I mean, Henderson comes in, or does Thiago come in? I don't know if Thiago is going to be an absolute starter every game. I don't think he will be. I think he's replaced Naby Keita, the player, the impact player. Klopp wanted impact from Naby Keita last season. He brought on Naby Keita on many occasions to change a game. That's why he's there. And he never done it. He failed. So what Klopp's done now, especially as you heard the rumours of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain leaving, is because obviously Lallana's gone because he's bottom of the pecking order. But now Alex has taken Lallana's place as bottom of the pecking order. And now Naby has dropped one down into where Alex originally was. Right, and now Thiago has taken Naby's place on the bench. You kind of have two impact players on the bench a game, Thiago and Naby. Ox is not there, and when Ox comes fit, he's going to be battling with Naby to get that last place, because Thiago has got one nailed on every single match. Thiago will always be on the bench, and if he's not on the bench, he's starting. And what Klopp might do is, against teams where he knows he's going to face the low block who are going to sit back, he may start with Thiago, definitely. But against tough opposition, more dogged, more rugged, I still think he's going to go with the Wijnaldum, Fabinho and Henderson, because it's tried and tested. It's got the best balance, as I've explained. Yeah, I mean, he may even play Thiago where Naby is, and then play Fabinho in the middle, and then play Wijnaldum on the left, or he will play, it's a difficult one, or he'll play Henderson on the right, and then Thiago on the left, although Thiago prefers, I think, either the middle or to the right. It's a difficult one. It's made easier if Gomez doesn't play, because then Fabinho drops into the centre-back next to Virgil van Dijk. Thiago Alcantara comes into the middle. And then obviously Henderson comes in for Naby. Wijnaldum keeps his space. Mane for Jota. Hopefully Minamino for Firmino, but it won't be. It will be Firmino. And then obviously Salah. So there are some decisions, and I think maybe Klopp will just play Fabinho at centre-back just to get Thiago into the game. Yeah, or what he might do is take out Fabinho, play Jordan Henderson central, then play Thiago on the right. So I'm going to go for something pretty crazy, guys, and I am actually going to go with Fabinho drop to the bench, Jordan Henderson central of the midfield, Naby Keita drop to the bench, and Thiago Alcantara comes in that position there. Might sound a bit crazy. It could well be. We'll have to see. Yeah. Ooh, looking at it, I don't really know. I don't really know. And if Naby Keita and Fabinho is gonna be on the bench, somebody's definitely gonna miss out. And it's probably going to be, man, our squad is pretty, isn't it? Our squad is pretty. Is it gonna be Nico? Don't think it's gonna be Nico. I think it might well be Origi. So I'm gonna take Origi and put him, drop from the squad, and shuffle Minamino as main striker. Mane will be back as well, won't he? So Jota will drop to the bench. This is if, you know, if this is my team. If everybody's fit and ready, this is pretty much the team I feel like we're gonna go with. Minamino, Jota, Naby Keita, Fabinho. Oh, it's a difficult one. It's a real difficult one, because you definitely need a defender on the bench. And that will either be Williams or Tsimikas. And more likely to be Williams for some weird reason. I don't know why. Maybe Klopp feels like Trent is more injury prone than Robertson, so he goes with a right back on the bench. Or maybe it's for Nico's, you know, confidence, build him up to get confidence. You know, he's always around the match squad, the match day. Build him up. You know, he's one of the boys, one of the starters. Probably might well be Jones. Or Naby Keita. Could be Naby Keita. I'm going to go with Naby Keita. Drop from the squad, guys. I've called it. Gone with Naby Keita. And I've gone with Fabinho on the bench. Kelleher. Milner, maybe. No, Milner. No, oh, hold on. No, Milner can play left or right back. So Milner could play a left or right back role, which means that we've only got 3 options really for attacking. We probably need a 4th option. So maybe Nico drops off. Because Milner can play left or right back if needed. Well, preferably left, innit? Can also play midfield. So Milner would definitely be on the bench because he can play midfield, left back or right back. So he's definitely on the bench. Nico might not be on the bench. I'm gonna put him here. I'm gonna use a cheat code. I'm gonna put him there, and I'm gonna say Naby does make the squad at the expense of Nico, but it wouldn't surprise me if Nico was in the squad and Naby wasn't in the squad, and this was the bench and the starting lineup. The only problem with Alcantara here is we're a bit of a workhorse midfield. I'm not sure on his work rate. I know he tracks back here now and then. Is he prepared to really do the dog work in this area? Only time will tell. I thought he was more of a floating midfielder, so maybe this is probably a better option. I think it's brilliant when you're in possession with the ball. When you've got a game won, like against Arsenal, for instance, when we won the Premier League game, we were so comfortable. Fabinho, Henderson, and Wijnaldum, and then we just brought on Alcantara. And as you saw the problem, when he came on. We conceded a penalty, and who gave it away? Alcantara. Yes, it probably shouldn't have been a penalty. It was really, really slight and fine, but he still gave one away, and that's the difference, you know. He's not trained in that area like Fabinho is defensively tackling. He's not. That's not his art. His art is getting on the ball and playmaking. That's his art. So that's the risk when you play an attacking player in the deeper role. You take that chance. When you play a defensive player there. You probably take less of a chance, you know, because he's more skilled at tackling, so he's more careful and he's more precise. Whereas someone who isn't, it's not about their game, they're more likely to give away a free kick or a foul or penalty or something. So these are the problems, which is why I kind of had him out Henderson's position. But it'd be interesting. I might even go back, actually, guys, to Fabinho being in midfield. Yeah, I'm gonna make a change. I don't think Thiago's gonna start that game. The only way Thiago starts is if Gomez is dropped. Otherwise, Thiago's on the bench and he comes on. Also, he's not played for ages since the Arsenal game. He's not played. He's not featured. So why is he just gonna walk in and start because he's Thiago? No, it doesn't work like that. Klopp, we know Klopp don't work like that. So actually, guys, I'm gonna go with this team. I'm gonna go with the same team. I feel like Gomez is going to be given a chance to redeem himself in a Merseyside derby where when the team is going to be ready, the team is going to be fresh, the team is going to be we want a reaction, we want an amazing performance. It's against our rivals, it's a derby, clash of the titans, the derby. My man of the match, I'm going to go with Sadio Mane. The scoreline, I'm going to go for 4-2 to Liverpool. It's a bit crazy, but I am going to go for 4-2. I think it's going to be a bit of a nuts game. No, you know what? I'm not going to go for 4-2. I'm changing my mind. I'm going to go completely opposite. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Liverpool. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Liverpool. Yeah, this is what's going to happen. 1-0 Liverpool. Definitely. Goal scorer, Mo Salah. I'm going to go for Mo Salah goal. 1-0 Liverpool. Man of the match, Mane. No. If it's 1-0, is he really going to be winning the match? Fabinho, maybe Fabinho. Should I try Fabinho or Jordan Henderson or Wijnaldum? It won't be Firmino. He never gets man of the match. Salah, the goal, maybe. Yeah, all right. I'm going to go for Salah, man of the match, and Salah, the goal. 1-0 Liverpool. Yeah. So guys, keep an eye out for the preview, the extra preview that I'm going to do for this game nearer the time of the Merseyside derby game. So yeah. So guys, this has been the pre-match review versus Everton, Liverpool versus Everton, Everton versus Liverpool, and a post-match review of Aston Villa versus Liverpool, where we got smashed 7-2. And on that note, guys, I've been the Red Mist LFC Ninja, and I will see you all soon. Let's do this.